the ground that of the Caribbean Alliance World Cup in the knockout stages, which is the quarterfinals. Before you, decked in the red and white is the Congorians, and the red and black is Laborie veterans. And we offer with our second game here tonight, that of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Congorians in the lighter red and white, coming up against Laborie veterans in the darker red and black with white stripes. Also throwing there to Laborie. It's rather a spot kick there to Laborie veterans. Well controlled there by the dreadlocks. That's James Ambrose. Lovely touches there by Laborie, but some good defending there by Congorians, and a high boot was raised there by the number 19 of Laborie, and some problems there on the left side, and the keeper had to come across there for Congo, and some good work there from the keeper. Ball has been built from the right hand side. That's of the defense of Congorians. Ball is played through to the final third, and Laborie had some other ideas. The dreadlocks man is busting with fury on the side there, and what a lovely goal! And it's Congorians finding the back of the net. 1-0 it is in favor of Congo. A lovely run there from the dreadlocks man. It looks to me like Augustus Alcea finding the back of the net. No, well, high fives there by Augustus Alcea. Just given to the scorer there. Congo taking a very early lead there. Reset ball there by Sentimi from Laborie. Congo is back in control of the ball game. Monroe's trying to take on his man right about now. Has done so quite comfortably. Skips across. 1-2. Some good defending there from Laborie. In the midfield there is Alcy. Trying to find his man there. Doing so quite comfortably. Some good defending by the number 21 of Laborie. That's Andre Joyer. The ball is going into touch for throwing. Lucius August was the goal scorer there for Congorians. Finding the back of the net very early. Laborie from defense. And they are dispossessed. Again. And Monroe's was a rule offside. And again, you see Laborie is unable to control the ball and just giving possession away to Trevor Augustine. And Trevor Augustine finding his man quite comfortably. The ball is switched to the right flank. Again, the goal scorer there. That's Lucius August finding his man in midfield. Congorians is in control of the ball. Oh, a lovely pass again. And it looks like this time Congo finding the back of the net again. Oh my God, it's all happening here for Congorians. Lucius August was the first one to put it at the back of the net. And then he was the producer this time. I think, yes, of course. And Congorians are going up 2-0 in the first half of our second game here tonight. Fergus Lambert, the goal scorer this time for Congorians. Quite promising here tonight is Congo going up 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of the game. There's some good work there by Laborie on the far side. Monroe's in control of the ball game is trying to find the goal scorer right now, who is Lambert, and doing so, and Lambert is trying to find his man there, Alexander, and Alexander was dispossessed. Laborie in control of the ball game right now, but again failing to take charge, giving away possession to Congo, but in defense Laborie is proven to be on their feet here tonight. You see Claudio Seri from Laborie just giving away the ball in the midfield there, and Congo is taking possession. You see the Placid fighting for Congo and winning a throw. 1-2 there with Lambert, and he's trying to cross this one there. Actually, Lambert was in the middle there, waiting on the cross from Auguste. Laborie is looking very shaky from the back, not being equal to the task. Heads go up there, but still it's Congorians in control of the ball. Some good pass in there, and the shot was blazed over the transversal there from Cox. Welcome back, Terry. 2 goals already for Congorians.
Yes, Congorians did not look like slouches in the first round, the opening round of play, and they've come into this one firing on all cylinders. I guess being a sort of a Rastafarian team, no pork for the Christmas.
Well, I guess Brian won them in the spirit.
Certainly, and we will remember that this was a team that was very much beloved by our late colleague Brian McDonald. Just a year now since his passing, just about a year since his passing, and we remember him very much in spirit. And certainly Congorians will be very near and dear to his heart, and they've demonstrated that they are playing this element of the championship in his memory.
Yes, of course. And they're 2 up right now. A free kick to be taken there. Just for the 18-yard, and Laborie is trying to pull one back here early, but it looks to me it's been blazed over the transversal there by Romeo Cox. Trevor Augustine in defense, finding his man, but again some poor passing there by Congorians in defense, and causing Laborie to do error. But this one has gone across the touchline for a corner to be taken there by the number 9 of Laborie.
Congorians starting the tournament with a 3-3. They were the ones involved in that 3-3 draw with BTC All Stars, and then they drew 0-0. First goalless draw of the tournament. I think the only goalless draw of the tournament so far, with Flo Lancers FC, right here at the Philip Marsler grounds in Beaufort, and then they ended the first round with a narrow loss still to VSADC, who topped their group, and very well done by VSADC, winning all 3 of their games. So Congorians, despite the fact that they came out of their group worse for wear in terms of their placement, they were only -1 on the goal scoring standings, scoring 5 and conceding 6, and here they are conceding another goal in the knockout stages, and it's now 2-1, and a pretty lazy goal there conceded by Congorians.
Yes, of course, it looks to me like Justus Sentemi finding the back of the net for Laborie veterans, and it's a 2-1 in favor of Congo. Very early in the first half, we've seen 3 goals so far, Terry. It looks to me like an exciting game here tonight between the two.
Laborie veterans had a very tough opening round. They gave up 12 goals, in fact, in the opening round. So they would not have had a very good time of it at all in the group stages. but they've started off with and they scored just one goal in the knockout stages of the tournament. Just one goal in the knockout stages, and here they are starting the second stage. In knockout stages, the quarterfinals, and they are looking forward to the prospect of perhaps being able to play the folks in the winners of the other quarterfinal between All Blacks of Dennery and Ancillary. So one half of the semi-final, the first semi-final, already set up with the big win, Beaufort South defeating the team from BTC All Stars, and they will be going up against the winner of the next match, which is going to be the Grosley Veterans against the 16 ball winners, Manipur Sharks.
And like we always say, Manipur Sharks, they've not won any game so far, Terry, and they're looking to win their very first game here tonight.
Tomorrow night. But
tomorrow night.
Not only have they not won so far in the tournament, they've not looked very impressive at all. They've conceded 13 goals in the tournament proper. And remember, they won their way here through a playoff. And there are mixed schools of thought as to whether a playoff helps or hinders. And certainly in this case, Manipur Sharks were not very up to the task. They conceded 13 goals and scored none in the opening round of play.
Yes, of course. So with some light drizzle here at the Philip Marsland ground, as you see, a lovely ball was crossed there from the right flank and to no avail. And Congorians is looking to control the ball game. Right now it's Monroe's the number 9, but is losing control of this ball. Some dreadful passing here from Laborie, not putting it together, not at all, and giving Congo again the opportunity to move forward in the ball game. In midfield is the number 19 there for Congorians, doing some very good work. That's Alsea, again being dispossessed. Some lovely ball again from the dreadlocksman there from Laborie. Playing a 1-2 again. You see Sentemi there doing some very good work there, but again, in defense, you cannot prove Congo wrong at all because their bench is not looking too healthy. I think they got only one sub, Terry, so they're trying to put some goals at the back of the net to be safe in this game here tonight.
Congo have not been the most consistent. Of course, they played finalists. They are the main finalists last year, main draw finalists last year, and here they are playing for the plate. They've been up and down the tournament, have had a couple of good draws, and they one loss in the opening stages. But I think tonight what we may be seeing is the result of when you talk about incentivizing and incentivizing teams, I think that may be an example of what we're seeing here in this second game, because prior to the start of this fixture, there was a promise made by the brand manager for Marcusson that he'd be paying. What was it? You were giving a Marcusson per goal, or a case of Marcusson per goal? I hope it's not a case.
No, it's not a case. It was.
If it was a case, you've since changed that.
Yeah, that would be very expensive. I made a promise there that it'll be a Marcusson per goal. So I want to reach that case level. So looking for 24 goals right there.
I think you might give away at least a 6-pack the way we're going.
Yeah, it looks that way. It looks that way. But exciting football. The second game proved to be very exciting in the beginning. And I see a lot of Marcusson drinking tonight for sure.
And the tournament so far, in your estimation, obviously Marcusson has been a partner of Veterans in Sport. How excited are you by what you've been seeing in terms of the growth of the tournament and certainly the level of excitement and participation?
Surprisingly, a lot of people would think that the veterans, they don't have it in them. They still have the zeal, they still have the spunk, they still have the fight, I should say, when it comes to football. And for the first stages, it was fantastic. And now coming into the nitty-gritty of it, the important part, the knockout part, and definitely the fight. And we saw that in the first game, 4-0 versus BTC. I mean, it's just fantastic. The level of football is way up there. You think you're watching youth playing a national sport right now.
All right, thanks a lot, Ed Matre from the Marcusson. He's the Marcusson brand manager, and certainly I'm sure he'll be getting us a couple of Marcussons shiny as well.
Well, before he leaves,
We haven't scored any goals.
yeah. Since Marcusson is on special, before the brand manager leaves our commentary booth, we gotta ask him for some Marcusson here, Terry. He's saying that we gotta score some goals for some Marcusson. But
Marcusson, the firm partner of the tournament, along with Summersby. Marcusson and Summersby has been on special throughout the course of the tournament. Number of great giveaways here as part of the veterans competition, and it's just been absolutely wonderful to see the level of excitement. As I said, the level of skill being displayed by these players and these teams who are clearly very much excited about the sport of football still, and very much have the passion, the zeal, and the determination to continue to improve and continue to demonstrate that they do have it at this stage in their lives.
yeah, very true, Terry. As I say, we don't call them old men. We say that they are just coming of age, and they play much better sometimes than the younger guys in putting their passes together. You understand? Shielding the ball in the right way that they are supposed to. And as you see, Laborie is trying to build up an attack there with the number 19, the dreadlocks man. That's Rufus, and he's putting this one forward there. And Laborie still in control of the ball game. The number 9 there for Laborie, Saint-Amy, Justice Saint-Amy. Well, he's lost possession of the ball, and it's I'll say for Congorians doing some very good work, and he's looking for the goal scorer there right now. And in the final third, he was dispossessed, but the ball is back with Ambrose. Ambrose is giving it away, and the defense of Laborie is proven to be very, very good indeed. Saint-Amy finding his man there. That's Rufus against Saint-Amy. Some lovely touches there, and you can see the dreadlocks man there from Laborie, who is Romeo Cox, was trying to get into the final third there, and the ball has gone into touch for throwing as the whistle of the man in the middle went. So a very exciting match so far, Terry. We've not end up reaching the 25th minute mark, and already we have 3 goals in the bag. 2 to Congo and 1 to Laborie.
Yeah, it's been a good one so far. Congorians came in there evidently with some determination. They conceded a bit of a comical goal, but it's been a good contest so far, and looking forward to seeing how this one pans out.
Yes, of course. We're here live at the Philip Masley ground here in View Fort. It's all about the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup, the second game here for tonight. Congorians coming up against Laborie veterans. Congo in defense, trying to scoop this one to their far side. And again, Congo still in possession of the ball game, trying to build up an attack there. And it looks to me like the goal scorer this time there, taking control there of the ball. Get it back to the midfield. And you see, a player was dashing across there, trying to kick this ball in the game. That's Augustine. Throw in there to Laborie. Clark did the honors. Saint-Amy find his man. Some lovely passing there from Laborie. Good passing indeed. Some aerial ball being played there on the part of both of them, but still Congo is in the lead. Clearance there from the defense of Congo. What a burst of fury there by the dreadlocks man, and he has given up because the keeper was too close to the ball already, and giving up the chase is the scorer of the first goal of this match, the dreadlocks man, Lucius Ogist. Lucius Sugis, and of course Fergus Lambert are the goal scorers for Congorians. This ball has gone out of touch for Freud to Congo. And the man in the middle, the referee had some other ideas. Freud this time to Laborie. A good ball being played there, and again you see Romeo Cox receiving a wonderful pass there, and he couldn't get the boot onto this one there. Some lovely work there by Joseph. Laborie again is trying to build an attack from behind with Clark. Clark is trying to find his man again. That's Romeo Cox, but to no avail. Yeah, Terry, we've been receiving some strong breeze here tonight in the south.
Yes, it's generally been very strong. You see, Chinese, the thing is you're not used to being up here.
Very true. I'm always downstairs.
There you go, but it usually is pretty stiff up here, and not necessarily a problem for the guys on the field, fortunately, but it usually is pretty strong up here. Good stadium, well set up, good vantage point for being able to view all of the action that's taking place on the field, and of course one of the better venues that we have here in St. Lucia has hosted the Windward Islands Football Association tournament just a couple of years ago, so certainly one of the better venues on island.
Yes, of course, the Philippe Masselin, or we call it the Magie Grounds, and now accommodating veterans football, Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup here for 2017. Some good 1-2 ball there been played on the left flank by Laborie. A wonderful cross there, and someone is lurking there on the back pole. Number 7 for Laborie, and crossing this one. Oh, what a good control there! And this one by Romeo Cox was put straight into the arms of the keeper, and I think that he should have executed judgment on this one.
Utterly wasted. I think he had the entire evening to decide where he was going to push that one when it eventually fell to him, because there really was no question that it was going to fall to him, and when it eventually did, he pushed it basically straight to the keeper.
Yes, of course, he had a chance to draw it level here for Laborie. Some defending there from Congo. Some lovely defending, and the whistle of the man in the middle went. That's Richard Bryan. A free kick there to Laborie. Laborie veterans, of course, needing to equalize the game there. It looks to me like just a St. Amy behind this one. Looking to feed his men there, just on the 6-yard area. Some changes are being made. As you know, in veterans football is roll on, roll off. This one was lifted gently there, and again you see Joseph coming in, but some very good goalkeeping there from Colin Wilson, the keeper of Congorians. A short corner taken there by Laborie, and this one was scooped over the defense, but Congo very good in defense indeed. Laborie veterans doing some good work in the midfield region there. And I think the whistle has gone there. There was a foul just for the 18-yard region. A free kick there to Laborie veterans. The player going down was Claudius Serrier. He's earned himself a free kick. And it looks to me it's Justice St. Amy behind this one there for Laborie veterans. They are looking to go level here with Congo. Congo found the back of the net twice very early. And this one was kicked flat straight into the wall. And again, you see Don Tommy blazing this one over the transversal. Congorians are building from the right hand side, and they were dispossessed. Again, Cox are controlling this one on the area there. Well blocked in defense. Well contested. Congo is looking very promising here. And of course, I'll say that's Augustus with a burst of fury, but it was cut short. Not long lived at all. Laborie fighting back. Some very good work there. And Laborie equalizing the game. It looks to me like Cox finding the back of the net this time.
After a bit of a scramble, some staunch defending by Congorians. But a little bit of a goal-mouth scramble, and Laborie getting the best of it. Is 2 goals apiece. And this one, it looks as though is going to be quite the finish. Exciting times. Very, very exciting times. 2 goals apiece in this the second quarterfinal matchup, and Congorians left searching for answers after a good start.
And Laborie is responding here tonight. A very exciting game here.
So we're still in the first half. We've already had 4 goals scored. It's been an exciting fixture so far, and is now back on level terms.
Yes, of course, there it's even Stevens. No one is in charge of the game as of such. The man in the middle, Richard Bryan, had other thoughts. The ball is placed in the center of the field as we start all over again. Ball goes into touch. William Alexander will do the honors. A throw in there to Congorians. Alexander with the throw in for Congo. Alexander again in position of the ball. The ball going across the touchline. Throw in there to Laborie. Congo has been dispossessed, and look to me like Cox again. This one has moved away from Cox. And Monrose is launching this one forward. Monroe's again. Taking charge of this one. Oh, good flick there. And this one is ruled offside. It looks to me August there. Lucius August has been ruled offside. Laborie veterans are looking to take the lead. Good defending there from Congorians. Throw in there to Laborie. To be taken there by the number 5, who is Clark. Cox has gone down to the ground and given this ball away to Congorians. And of course, again, the keeper has to come out and clear this one off his line. Reynold Charles, the goalkeeper for Laborie. Again, Laborie is looking for a third goal. Cox is receiving there. He's trying to feed his man there. That's Sentemi. Sentemi on the ball. Hand is being waved there. And he's put this one straight to the grasp of the keeper there. Claudio Serrier wanted this one and it sailed over to him. And of course, he just put it straight into the hands of the keeper.
The best of decision making, and we've seen a few opportunities to go begging for Laborie veterans in this first half of the game. They were down early, but they've had a few chances that could have put them ahead. Right now it's level pegging, even Stevens, all square, but they could very well have been ahead had they played a couple of those possessions just a little bit differently and taken the lead here on Congorians, who are now left searching for answers. Congorians without options on the bench. They have in previous games come with a bigger squad, but some of their players seem to have gone begging, and they are now a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of numbers. Laborie in a little bit better situation. They have 3 or 4 players, so they're able to get those rolling subs on and off. But Congorians, they left to play the rest of this one essentially on fumes, and there they go, losing the ball once again, and weaving their way through the center of defense and finding another shot on goal. The Laborie veterans, that one, K. Holder was the initial player, and then Justice Sentemi with a fine strike from range. So Laborie veterans with a much deeper bench than the Rastamen. They are out in front in terms of the momentum in this game, even though they're not out in front on the scoreboard just yet. Still tied up at 2 goals apiece. But they have reserves. They are able to call on their substitutes, and they've done so to good effect so far. Holder coming on as a substitute. And they're coming back into possession, our Laborie. Able to knock the ball around, and I mean, when you're talking about veterans football, yes, these are generally speaking some very skillful players, some very capable players. But China, your wind, especially as we spoke about after the Christmas break, your wind is not always there.
Well, as you previously mentioned to me, a lot of drinking and eating was being done over the season, and all the things which is not to be mentioned on social media. Yes, of course. So they are lacking of some speed and some control, and of course they got to be very composed in the final third, which they are not at this moment in time. Though we see some goals being scored, but not the quality that we've expected. But so far, so good. It's 2-2 between Congorians and Laborie veterans. A throw in there for Congo. Ball has gone into touch again. A throw in the Congo to be taken there by Alexander. Alexander finding his man, 1-2, back to him. Oh, he's taking on his man quite comfortably there, but the ball has strolled over the touchline for a throw to Laborie. This is the first half of our second game here tonight. 2-2 there between the two. Congo knocks on the doors of Laborie very early, putting 2 behind them. And Laborie responded and not giving up at all. Ball was swung across there into no man's land. The keeper doing the cleaning up. That's Charles. Some very good play in there from Congorians, but they were still dispossessed again from Laborie veterans. Through in there by Augustine, finding his man, the dreadlocks man there. Some passes being put together there, and again some good shielding and very good control of the ball by the number 15 of Congorians, August. And again he's taking control there on the right flank, and is making way into the region there, and oh my god, this pass was not equal unto the task. Missing it completely. Monrose trying to take on his man, doing so quite comfortably, and Monrose is firing, and he's going wide of the left upright. Yes, of course, posing no threat to Reynolds Charles. Goal kicker to Laborie. Endley Emmanuel behind this one. Played it short to his left defender. Swinging this one far. Some good control there. And he was dispossessed. Congorians trying to take the lead one more time. They had it and it was relinquished. Monroe's finding his man. Back to Monroe's. Augustine. Some very good ball there by Augustine. Been played there by Augustine, and of course I'll say trying to whip this one across to no avail. And the whistle of Richard Bryan went. A spot kick there to Congorians. In defense, Laborie is looking very promising indeed. But again, Congo trying to build up an attack and was cut short. The veterans of Laborie in midfield. Some very good work indeed there. By the number 7, and again the attack being bit there by Laborie was cut short, but anyways a corner was awarded to them. Sheldon Alphonse have been playing some very good ball there on the left flank. Corner to be taken by Alphonse. The arms of Clark is in the air wanting this one. But again, cut short there by the dreadlocks man, and the whistle of the first half has blown. And of course, it's a 2-2 here between the two. That's of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Congo coming up against Laborie veterans. Congo put in 2 very early in the back of the net, and of course Laborie responded, so it's 2-2 here in the first half of our second game here tonight. Seen themselves very early into the game in the first half, put in 2 at the back of the net, and Laborie responded. Laborie again losing possession of the ball. Lambert doing some very good work there in trying to cross this one, but some very good defending there on the part of Emmanuel. Corner has been awarded there to Congorians. Congorians looking for the 3rd goal there to take the lead, but to no avail. Well accepted there by the keeper. That's Charles. St. Amy finding his man. That's Serie again. Feeding, trying to fight Cox there, and some good defending there on the part of Congo. Yes, of course. We saw Ian there in defense for Congo. Putting this ball over the touchline. Corner kick to Laborie veterans. Laborie is trying to go up there. And again, the ball has been floated in the area there. And well accepted indeed by August. And he's trying to dance around his man and trying to get to his number 5 there. And you see Laborie taking possession of this ball, and this ball is swung high and into the pathway of Cox, but the keeper had some better ideas as Colin Wilson. Some good defending there from Laborie. Francis trying to find his man, but he was dispossessed again, and Congo losing possession of the ball. This one is lifted gently. Again, the number 9 for Laborie, who is St. Amy. That is just St. Amy had the opportunity to blast this one in goal pound there, but he just put it a whisker wide. Through in there from St. Amy. He's trying to find Cox, and Cox is in possession of this one there. And some very good defending on the part of Congorians. Oh, Cox handling this one there in the process. Very blatantly being done. I thought the card would be issued onto him. This ball was lifted gently there for August to give chase, and he was ruled offside. August and Lambert being the dominant ones there for Congorians. Also Monroe's very good player indeed. Justice again for Laborie veterans, and playing this one in behind the man running through. Oh, very good trickery there. Good ball by LC. LC was dispossessed in the process. Oh my God, this one is lifted gently over the bar. He was trying to find the far corner there and trying to give Laborie the lead. Welcoming back my dear friend Terry Finisterre in the commentary booth. Welcome back, Terry.
Yes, and Justice St. Amy has had a pretty good game off the bench for fact that started thinking of the other St. Amy, but Sydney has had a very strong game as Justice St. Amy for Laborie. Very influential in the first half and has already demonstrated his importance to his team in the second half so far, with of course more football still to be played. Still all even so far in this one.
Yes, of course. Even Stevens here. August has a take on his man, and the ball has gone out into touch. A throw in there for Congo. Laborie taking control of the ball game there right now. Cox is busting through, and he was pulled back, and Cox again. And this one was taken away from Cox. Some very, very good defending there from Congorians. And of course it was Ian coming back there, helping in defense, preventing Cox from doing any damage into the final third. Corner to be taken there by Justice St. Amy. We have some St. Amy's there on the Laborie side, Justice and Rufus. Congorians in control of the ball game in moving forward. A healthy ball is being played there to the Dreadlocks man, number 15. Some very sharp dribbling there by Joyer, taking on his man quite comfortably. This one is a launch forward there, but the player of Congorians there is unable to control this one. It looks to me it was the Dreadlocks man. Very, very good work there being done there by the number 19 from Congorians, and crossing this one there and into no man's land. Congo is trying to take the lead there, but some very good defending from Laborie. Justice taking on his man quite comfortably, and finding his compatriot to the far left and trying to cross this one against the wing is Claudia Serrier, and it's still a 2-all between Laborie and Congorians. The ball is played from the defense and going into touch. Throw in there to Laborie, and welcome back, Terry.
And all things being equal, Chinese, if this remains as is, it really ought not to, given that there's been demonstrated superiority in the second half by Laborie. They have not quite the man advantage because they have 11 men on the pitch, just like Congorians, but they have reinforcements on which to call, whereas Congorians have just the one sub. Rolling subs, of course, permitted in the Veterans Tournament. But if this stays as is, 2-all, then it is going to go to 20 minutes of extra time, 10 minutes and a half. And then, of course, if the extra time fails to separate them, then they will go to the first penalty kick of the 2016-2017 tournament.
Yes, of course. Presently, it's locked at a 2-all. And what I've realized of this game, either or finding the back of the net, I think this is going to lock this second game here tonight. As you see, Monroe's in control of the ball game there for Congorians. He's trying to find his man there, but unfortunately he was keenly contested. Cox is trying to flick this one on there, but some defending there to be done on the part of Congo, and of course it was Alexander trying to do the cleanup. Cox finding justice for Laborie, and justice is firing to the left upright of the goalkeeper there, posing no threats whatsoever to Colin Wilson. Terry, the wind has not ceased, not for a moment at all.
Yeah, it is normally windy, as I said up here, but just traversing the ground, it actually is a little bit cooler than usual, probably. I find a lot of people are hugging themselves up and trying to maintain the equilibrium on a very cool night.
Yes, of course, and we're receiving it exactly from the sea, because the sea's just for our faces there.
Much discussed Il Pirata region.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we're receiving some a strong breeze coming straight out of St. Vincent. And not forgetting, we are operating from the south of the island here. We're in the Philippe Magie Marcelin ground in Vieux-Fort. It's all about the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Football for 2016-2017 at the knockout stages there. You see some very good defending there by Joyer, and Laborie is trying to build up an attack, and it looks to me like Justus, the number 9 for Laborie, on the left flank, crossing this one very dangerously to the chest of Cox, and clearance there again. Posing some threats is Laborie. trying to build up an attack, and Congo again in defense. Some very, very good work indeed. This one is launched forward. Again, we have two dreadlocks Rastafarian, that of the number 17 and the number 15 for Congorians. Yes, of course, we have a Lambert and Ogis posing some threats in the final third. And the whistle of Mr. Richard Bryan went. It will be a spot kick there to Laborie, Terry. And it looks to me it's like Justice is leaving this one for Joyer. Andre Joyer to take this one. And he's kicked it goal bound, and this is no problems there for Colin Wilson, the goalkeeper for Congorians. And what Terry was previously saying, if this one remains in the manner it is there. Oh, some lovely pass in there, but the goalkeeper is equal to the task. And Terry was saying if it remains in this manner, we're going to have 20 minutes of extra time. Joyer finding Justice with a burst of fury with the outside foot. Is finding his man. That's the number 10, Claudia Serrier. Cox is taking on his man, and Cox is firing wide. Posing no threats whatsoever to Colin Wilson. And Terry, I'm thinking that we need another goal to step up the game a little bit, to put some more pep into it, as I would say.
Yeah, well, if ever a contest did need a goal, this one would be it. And we saw some rapid goal scoring early on. And I think a lot of observers would be surprised. A lot of folks watching this broadcast would be surprised to see that Laborie has not made more of having what ought to be fresher legs, having their reserves to call on. They've not done much to justify the fact that they are a little bit deeper than our Congorians. They've been mounting attacks, but not doing so in a concerted fashion that would elicit the results that they would want.
Yes, of course. Congo has only one sub and doing very good. And I must say that Brian I pick Peter McDonald is with them in the spirit. As we all know that he was the manager for Congorians. And of course, he was Dreadlocks Rastafarian man. And the entire of Congo team, Dreadlocks men. Don't you look at those that don't have the dreadlocks on their head. They're all Rastas. Monroe's with the throwing for Congo. I'll see losing there. Some good control here by Alexander. Alexander is trying to find his man and doing so quite comfortably. And again, the whistle of the referee went, Richard Bryan. Sport kick there for Congo. It looks to me like I'll say behind this one. And I'll say and Francis is going at it. Francis is claiming that the ball is not positioned in the proper spot. No problems there for Reynold Charles, the goalkeeper of Laborie veterans. And Laborie is building up an attack with Claudia Seri. Seri is trying to take on his man and doing so quite comfortably. And he's pushing this one forward there for Cox and giving chase in defense, shoulder to shoulder. There's a defender from Congorians, proven to be on his feet. That is, we have Ian, shoulder to shoulder there with Cox. Okay, it's just as this time trying to cross this one. Oh, what a healthy cross! Oh, it's all happening here at the Flip Marsnare grounds. Laborie is trying to find the back of the net, but to no avail. Melvin Francis there firing the shot. Ricocheted off the defense and has gone into touch.
1-8-18.
Corner to be taken there by Laborie. This one is lifted gently above the 6-yard region. Clearance there. But some very good defending and shielding of the ball there from Laborie. A handle ball. Terry. There's I think a penalty has been awarded, Terry. There's a handle ball in the area there, in the 18-yard area. Did you see, Terry?
Yes, indeed. It flag went straight up. An infraction in the area. And just one Laborie player surrounded by a number of Congorians. Not sure who it was who got his hand to the ball. But Laborie, in fact, preparing for one last roll of the dice. They're warming up about 3 or 4 players there on the sidelines getting ready to come in. But I think it's going to be Saint-Amy lining up to take this one.
Yes, of course, it was the number 20, I think. Oh, yes, Saint-Amy finding the back of the net. Yes, of course, the number 20 was the culprit for Congo in handling the ball in the 18-yard region. And there you see Laborie taking the lead. One that we thought of would most probably go into extra time, Terry.
Well, Laborie always with the extra reinforcements. They've got some guys warming up. Laborie started this game a little bit on the back foot. They conceded 2 early ones to Congorians. Congorians went up in the first 10-15 minutes of this game. And then the boys from Laborie came roaring back. Laborie veterans going up against last year's main plate finalists, the Congorians. Perhaps feeling the absence of the late manager, and here they are down 3-2, and Laborie completing the comeback and still have their substitutes out there waiting to roll on. Remember, it's roll on, roll off, so they are able to call upon their substitutes at a moment's notice without having to really compromise their strategy, just to get fresh legs on the field at any point in the game. Laborie really looking the better of the teams in the second half, looking the stronger, the fitter, and the readier of the two teams in this second half, as we are nearing, I think, the final 15 minutes of the game, Chinese.
Yes, of course, and rather it was a novel clack from the spotter. Saint-Amy is wearing the number 9. It was the number 5 who took the penalty. It was a novel clack, and he's the one who did the honors there for Laborie in putting them in front of Congo by 3-2. Congorians building up an attack. Oh, it was off the transversal. It would have been an own goal. This ball was crossed into the 6-yard region, and the heads of the defense of Laborie went up, and it went straight onto the transversal and ricocheted back into the game. It's all happening here. Corner being awarded there to Congorians, Terry.
Congorians re-energized, and can they get back in this game? They were up 2-0. They now down 3-2. Can they get back into this one and force extra time in the last few minutes of the game?
Well, Terry, I foresee the lack of subs that of Congo, which has them, in the back foot right now, because they started very good in the space of 5 minutes in the first half of the game. They were up 2-0, and of course with Laborie introducing their subs into the game, bringing some fresh legs in. Laborie was able to respond to the 2-0 deficit, and of course right now they are up by 3-2.
Nonetheless, Congorians with the lesser numbers, they are actually playing quite well. They've mounted a very good attack here, and it's just playing the ball into touch, but they mounted a very good attack, knocking the ball around very, very competently, and looking very dangerous on the break. So now the game has swung, the momentum, the pendulum has swung towards Congorians, and they're taking a short corner, going to swing it into the box, and unfortunately nothing comes of that one. But this one has really been up and down, Chinese.
Yes, of course, and up and down, as we would say. But in all, we see Laborie in the lead. Not wishing to relinquish, not at all. Congo taking possession of the ball game there, but cut short in defense there by Laborie. And Congo getting a free kick there. It looks to me like Lambert was brought down. Congo is looking to equalize the game here. Just to do Brian Ras Ipik McDonald proud here tonight. A throw in there to Laborie, to be taken by Claudia Serrier, finding his man. Francis was trying to lift this one gently there for Cox, but to no avail. Spot kick there to be taken by Congo from defense, trying to build an attack. Some lovely skill and lovely work there by Congo in pushing the ball around. Though that they're down. Through in there from Congorians. Though that they're down and they're not looking in any way or the other to capitalize on the game, Terry, equalizing it.
Well, I just don't think they have the resources to do so, and they have been playing from behind momentum-wise since midway through the first half, and they came into the second half looking a little bit re-energized, and the goal seems to have put a little bit of pep in their step. The goal against seems to have put a little bit of pep in their step, but really they are behind the 8 ball as far as numbers, as far as momentum, as far as strength, and certainly as far as their energy levels are concerned. But they do have a free kick here in a relatively dangerous position. They are committing their forces forward, and very little, well, not very little, nothing comes of it, China.
Yes, of course, Terry. With the tiring legs of the first 11, with only one sub on the bench, we should expect things of that sort. Laborie had a little more legs than Congo. In speaking of the subs, they had some more subs than Congorians and did a better job. Yes, of course, some fresh legs being introduced into the game for Laborie, and of course he's been placed in defense, Terry, as you could see, just to hold back the few minutes of the game here between the two. This ball is going off Justus, and it will be the goalkeeper trying to find his man, and it was Cox with the handle ball.
There was absolutely no call for that. He had all the time in the world to use his chest, to use his feet, to do whatever he wanted to.
But I think he's a little bit tired. He looks tiresome. That's his second handling of the ball, Cox. And as you can see, he asked to be put out of the game. Some more fresh legs coming in for Laborie. Corner has been awarded to Laborie. This one is turned goal bound, but a whisker away from the left upright of Colin Wilson, the goalkeeper. This one is launched forward, trying to find Monrose. Monrose has been dispossessed. Laborie taking control of the ball game. This one is crossed, but into the side net in there, opposing no threat whatsoever to Colin Wilson's goal, though he's down by 3 goals to 2. with the final minutes of this game here. Congorians is trying to build an attack there from the left flank. Laborie is putting up a resistance here, but Congo again failing to hold on to the ball, and this one is lifted there gently there, and some tumbling over there, as you can see. Laborie had a chance to put an icing on the kick, but the number 18 went tumbling over in the process. Congorians building an attack there from the left flank. Oh, a poor shot being taken there by the number 22 of Congorians. And there you just see number 9 is rule offside just to St. Amy. Being rule offside there. I know most of the players of Laborie is wanting to hear the final whistle, not wanting Congo to put one back in there. Laborie with us, Serrier. The whistle went. Serrier was finding his compatriot there, trying to build an attack on the left side, and that was Justus St-Amy. And the whistle of Mr. Richard Bryan went. Some good ball there from Alcee. 1-2 with the number 22. Placid with the through there. Lombard was trying to find his man, and again some very good ball there, but the boot was put in defense for Laborie. Monroe's taking on his man quite comfortably, driving into the defense of Laborie's Monroe's, but he was stopped. Justice again with a burst of fury on the left flank, trying to cushion the game a little bit. We've seen some very tiresome bodies on the pitch.
Certainly Congorians are every right to be, or have every right to be very tired. The Laborie boys just threw on some fresh legs. Justus St-Amy, who is one of the players who's been working very hard throughout the course of the night, still seems to be ready to go and up for the fight for Laborie. But really the key right now is that Laborie do have those fresher legs and have committed men to their defense. They've got 7 men behind the ball right now, and Congorians are not putting together a considered attack. They're not able to get the ball moving across into the attacking third. Once they get into the attacking third, they get bogged down and bereft of ideas. The ball not coming across into the 18-yard box. So really, it's all Laborie's here to win.
Yes, of course, and Clark is behind this one, and just sailing it over the transversal, and hurriedly is Congo. He's trying to lift this one to the dreadlocks man, and a burst of fury there is the number 15 there for Congorians. He has no help, and I think he's gonna go alone. And Lambert has come to help him. Oh, they've played it between the two of them.
You say help, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he would have been. He doesn't seem very pleased with the assistance that he was here. I mean, basically, Lambert came and took the ball off his feet. Not that he was doing a great deal with it, because he should have, once he got into the box, he needed to just strike the ball.
Yes, that's what he should have done, and at least he should have gone to the opposite side, receiving from Lambert. Some good defending there. Oh, and the Rasta man finding the back of the net.
I don't know that the Rasta man found the back of the net. I think that one has to go down as an own goal. I think that one has to go down, Chani, as an own goal.
Well, it was goal bound. It came from the gloves of the goalkeeper.
It was goal bound and it was stopped. The ball was bereft of momentum. It had stopped.
And in all,
there was no impetus.
And in all, it's four goals, all to the good of Laborie veterans. 4 goals all to the good of Laborie veterans. 4-2 is Laborie veterans extending the lead. Yes, of course, on their opponents, which took the lead very early in the first half of the game. And the game has turned on its head. 4-2 at this present moment. And I think Laborie is going to go home with this one. There's no way of Congo coming back. Justice again, the number 9 for Laborie is going to try and play with it a little bit, trying to get across his man, doing so quite comfortably. Congo has a chance to pull one back, but some very good defending again from Laborie there. Don, you see coming across, Don Tommy putting this one out of touch, into touch, that is, for throwing to Congorians. Congorians had all the chances in the world to level the score, but unfortunately it was of no good. And the whistle of Richard Bryan went. August was impeded. Free kick there to August, lifting this one gently there. But unfortunately, it has come back to Justice. Justice finding his man, Serie again, equal to the task. Some equal passes being done there. Oh, and the goal scorer there is doing some very good passes there, but the goal scorer, that of the last goal for Laborie. Laborie in the midfield region there, and this one is given on to Justice there on the left flank, and he's trying to swing this one across, but some very good defending on the part of Congorians. Monroe's is trying to find the dreadlocks man there on the left flank. Needs to swing it across. Oh, he's blazed this one over the transversal. And it should be the first goal for Congo.
Yeah, very good approach play. The player managed to keep his feet despite a very rough challenge from the Laborie defender. And good cross, very, very good cross. And there was an opportunity there for Congorians to see if they could get something out of this game in the latter stages.
Yes, of course, it was a cross from Placide there. And August was the one who squandered it over the transversal. And I'm feeling that any time
How many minutes
the
you have
whistle
left?
will be
Kennel.
blown. The whistle that over Mr. Richard Brand, the man in the middle taking charge of this one. Some very good shielding and holding of the ball there by Dave Joseph. A throw in there to Congorians. Monroe's trying to control this one. Some very good defending there again from Laborie. Rufus Santini is the man of the moment there for Laborie in defense and also in attack. He scored the last goal. Rufus St. Amy is trying to find his man there. Again, Congo is proving to be some troublesome for a little time there, but oh, St-Amy has a double. Oh my God, this is the 5th goal, Terry.
And almost a replay of the last one. The goalkeeper appeared to have everything under control. Ball in his hands and then in the back of the net.
Rufus St-Amy again. Yes, of course, the man of the moment. And the keeper spilled in this one for the second time. I think that Rufus St-Amy, he has some magic being done on this ball.
Well, I don't think the crowd agrees with you. Everybody is, I mean, the peals of laughter erupting across the stadium. As this is farcical, the level of play that we're seeing here in the Congorians goal. And I mean, he's getting a hug from one of his defenders, but I don't know if in that situation, being one of his defenders, I would be in a very hugging mood.
Yes, of course, you see William Alexander is just going to hug Collins Wilson, the goalkeeper, you know, trying to keep things, you know, in a poised manner. Oh, as you see, the number 22 is taking on the whole field there right now, trying to pull back a goal there for Congo. Yes, of course, but he was dispossessed, Cox, for Laborie. 1-2 there with his compatriot. This one was taken off the chest of Justice. This is the 6-1. Oh my God. Laborie finding the back of the net for the 6th time here tonight. And it's Caron Seria this time. And I must say, it's all happening here at the Philip Masler ground. And the game has turned on its head. For sure. 6-2. And if you visit the score line, and I told you that Congorians was up 2-0 and now getting a beating by Laborie veterans.
All goes back, Chinese, to that promise made by Ed Matra, the brand manager for Marcusson. He did say he was expecting to give away a six-pack, and then some.
Well, a six-pack and 6 goals from Laborie. And at the final whistle, there you see it. Our second game here for the night between Congorians and Laborie veterans. Congo found the back of the net very early in the first half, going up 2-0. And Laborie responded, equalized the game. And of course, Laborie went up, stretching the lead by 6 goals to 2, going home with this one here tonight. Yes, of course, in continuation of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup for 2017. I say good night from the Philip Martinet ground.